Welcome to the Tech Byte on Computer Resources' newest product, Vision. My name is Elaine Boyd, and in this Tech Byte, I'll be giving you an overview of this versatile tool. So what is Vision? It just might be easier to show you. To see Vision in action, you're going to have to log into the staff portal. And there it is. So I want to take a look at what we see here. So as you can see, we have 5 different tabs of information, and these are examples that Computer Resources has set up as part of our demo. So we can see information here on attendance. So I have a bar chart of the current attendance rate by school for my district. And here we have the attendance rates by elementary and also by grade level. With the bar chart, if I hover over it, I get the exact amount. So for the high school, which is school 910, they have a 98.65 attendance rate. Something to be proud of there. If I click on my discipline tab, you can see some examples of different bar charts. We have pie charts here. On this one tab, we have 5 different elements. We have a tab called Demographics. So here we have the active students by school. And again, if I hover over the bar chart, I can see that my school 910, that's my middle school, has 478 students. So I get that visual, but then I can get the exact numbers by hovering over that. If I click on my scheduling, we're not a very diverse with our schedule offering here. Most of our classes are year-long classes. But then we also have a report that we have displayed here. Several reports. And then we have our assignments. I have to laugh at this one because I know for myself with my sample database, the teacher that I generally log in is Mr. Hobble here. So I think it's kind of funny that we're only seeing one teacher here. But this gives you an idea of just a sampling of what you can do with Vision. So to get all of this set up and to get your own Vision created, in the staff portal, you're going to click on the Manage menu, and down underneath Reports is going to be our Vision Dashboards and Reporting. I just want to let you know that you need to make sure that pop-ups are allowed because another window is going to open when I click on that. And there we are. So this is the home menu of the Vision. So we are going to start with Analyze and Visualize. So I'm going to click on that. And this is where we're going to select the data. And you can probably, well, first we need to select our data, and then we will talk about the different tabs that we can use after that. If I click on the down arrow here, we have several different views that we can pull. We have assignments, daily attendance, emergency contact, grades, health, missing assignments, schedule, student attendance, student bio, and student discipline. If you are going to be reporting on more than one view, even if you only want information on, say, emergency contact, you'll probably want to start with biographical. MMS is rooted in biographical information. That's where everything else builds on that. So pulling in the student bio view would be important, and then you can add another table onto that. But this will pull in, especially if you're looking at doing reports, you want the data based on your student record. So right now we have all of our data fields selected, probably not going to use all of those data fields, so we want to deselect those. And this is just the view of all of this data. So if I were to scroll down, these are all of my students in the district. You can see I have my elementary, another elementary. So we want to deselect those. And right now, in order to do that, we need to scroll all the way over. There's my scroll bar. We are going to modify this, and the button is going to be over to the left and not the right. So on select, we want to say none. You can see here, though, that we also have the ability to export out to Excel, a CSV file, or a PDF file. So we're going to scroll all the way back, and you can see my checkboxes are all unchecked. We are going to include another view. So we're going to pull in the attendance. There we go. And there it is. Because there weren't as many columns, I didn't have to scroll over, but we're going to select none. And now we're going to go through and check the boxes of the information that we want to pull in. I don't really care about the building name, grade level, first name, last name, middle name, poor middle name, no, homeroom teacher, gender, ethnic, special ed, code, yes, date, no, advisor, no, home language, that might be interesting, immigrant work status, and whether they're active or not active. Contact information I'm not really wanting. So student ID, school year, school code, date. Probably could have left all of those checked. So I think we're pretty good here. And now our columns reflect just the data items that we've selected. If we wanted, we could add this table as it is to our visual gallery. So once you have all of the data items that you want to be working with, you are going to click on the Apply Column selection. And now I have all of the data from the two tables available to me. If I wanted, I could add this visual to my gallery, but we're going to keep working on it a bit. One thing I forgot to mention is that as soon as you have your data items, all of the other options here, the buttons, are available to me now. Needed to have data first. The Columns tab will let you hide and show columns that in a report. So if I wanted to, let's see, remove some of these. And then once we have what we want selected, so everything that is checked is going to be showing, everything that's unchecked will disappear. And if we click OK, it's going to update our view for us. There we go. Formula will let you add a new column with a formula in it. So we're going to create a column named percent attendance. So we're going to create a formula, and we're going to use this insert column to help us do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a student attendance view present, and that is that right there. And we're going to insert it, and we're going to put the operation of divide. Then we're going to do the student attendance view session, which is right there, and we're going to insert it. We want to add parentheses for our order of operation, and then we're going to multiply it by 100 to get the percent. It is going to be a data type of number, and the display format is going to be that. We don't have one that has a percent sign on it. And then we're going to click Add. Now if I scroll all the way to the right, we'll see the column that I just added, percent attendance, and there we go. I've got some pretty good kids here. They're all 100%. All right, the Sort tab lets you order your rows by the cell values. Alternately, you can click on the tab header and the field names to sort either ascending or descending by date, ascending like below. Now let's pick something that I can sort on here. So we are currently sorted by gender. All right, so this one we sorted by gender. Now we are going to add a data column, and we can choose whichever column we want. And let's sort by date, and we can do ascending and then add. Now one thing that I didn't pull out is you can see my view here at the top bar here is blue. So this is the information, the data that I got from my biographical record, and then it changes to red. This is the information that I am getting from my attendance. Filter, just like it does in MMS, will allow you to filter the rows by the cell values. So you can choose the column that you want to filter on. Say I want to see only information for my high school. So I'm going to select the school code. We're going to have equal to. We have all of the different logical operations here, greater than, or equal to, less than, not equal, and we're going to enter in a value of 910 is my high school, and we're going to click on Add. And now I am only seeing information for my high school. The Group tab lets you organize rows with grouping and subgrouping. So let's see, let's group by student ID and add. So you can see here so this would be something that you would use for a summary report. So rather than the student ID number being displayed in each cell, we have a header record, that's the student ID, and then all of their data following below. The next button is the aggregate. This will let you calculate totals and averages for the top and grouped levels. If you want to know the average percentage attendance for each student, you would select percent attendance. There's our formula columns. And then we want to select the average. So we have sum, average, we have standard deviation, count, distinct count, minimum, and maximum. So we're going to do average, and then we're going to add that. And we can see what the average is here for the data that we're filtered on. So I am filtered on my high schools right now. So for the student, her average or their average is 98.33, but the school average is 98.65. Now we're moving on to the graphs and, well, the charts. So in here we have, and I'm not going to go over all of them, but we can create a pie chart, a bar chart, a line chart. I don't think I need to explain what those all are. The curved line is something that I wasn't as familiar with. So the curved line, let me click on that, contains a regression. So regressions are used to forecast future data values. So if we put the date on the x-axis and on the y-axis we put percent attendance, and we're going to do this by month. So we have a choice of year, quarter, month, or day. And the forecast, we're going to use, our options are time series or regression. Or we have the option of leaving it blank. And there we go. So the solid line is our actual attendance, and then the dotted line is the regression. So where it's predicting, based on the data that we already have, where we're going to end up. Next we have a heat map. A heat map will show both scale and severity. Let's see if I can produce one quickly here. So label column, we're going to put year of grad. We're going to put that as absent. We're going to keep that as sum. The column color, we're going to put to percent attendance. And then the color column aggregation is going to be average. And we're going to click on add. All right, so I can see that my 2016 had the highest percent attendance at 98.66, followed by 2018 being 99.5, 98.66. It was based on absence, so that's 82.12. That's why. All right, so it was based on the number of absences, not the percent. That's what I wasn't figuring out. So that's kind of a neat visual. And then we have a gauge, and a gauge will help us track progress towards a specific goal or monitor in real time the performance variables. All right, so I think you understand from just what I've showed you that you have a lot of options with charts and gauges. The next button across the top here is a crosstab. Now a crosstab will allow you to look at two different values of data. So for example, it's usually a grid style report, and on one, your columns will have the year of graduation, and then across the top will be attendance totals. So you'll get the attendance totals by year of graduation over a progression of months. We're going to do just that. So we're going to do the grade level, and for the label values column, we're going to use gender. Then for the aggregate values column, we're going to do percent attendance. And then the function we are going to have as average. And we're not going to compare columns. So let's add that. So here we have our gender, male, female, and we have our different grade levels. Remember, I'm just filtering on my high school right now. And then we have the percent attendance. So this is an example of a crosstab. Now the last one here is paging, and paging tab will allow us to change how many rows are displayed per page in our table. You also have the option to show all rows. So we can set the number of rows to display per page, so we can limit it. Right now I'm limited to 20 rows, or I can show all rows. And we'll just click OK. Now at any point in time during this process, if you get what you need without having to, obviously you would only select the options that you want to work with. If you click on the MMS logo, that's your menu, and it's going to bring you back to the Analyze and Visual, the home screen. And we just created our untitled analysis. We didn't name our analysis. So once you have analyzed your data and created your visualizations, you can design your dashboard and you can also design your reports. Those two elements will be covered in separate Tech Bytes. Thank you for attending this Tech Byte, and I hope you found the information about vision as exciting as we all think it is here at Computer Resources. Thank you.